What's up, everybody? Welcome to my 2025 San Francisco 49ers mock draft.
So excited!
Y'all are either going to love me in this episode or hate me in this episode. So give me a moment to explain why I chose what I chose, okay? And why, if y'all draft something similar to this, I personally believe you guys could be in the running for another Super Bowl run, okay? Because while the roster y'all had was great, it just wasn't getting it done. It just wasn't getting over the hump. And I believe that in due time, within the next 2 to 3 years, we could be talking very soon about the 49ers once again being in that Super Bowl conversation. So let's go ahead and let's get into it. I got the San Francisco 49ers, and y'all, I like this pick. Number 11, Tyler Warren. Because look, while I know 4 days ago, the 49ers took and mentioned that, hey, they do want George Kittle to take and retire a 49er. Let's be real. He balled out last year, and it's his biggest year since 2019. Okay, he had 1,000-yard season. He did absolutely fantastic. But how many times are you going to be able to repeat that at this point in your career? How many times is that actually likely to take and happen? At some point in time, the 49ers have to stop and take a look after themselves. So I got Tyler Warren, man. He's the same kind of build of a George Kittle. Great blocker, great route runner, and he's a yak machine. Yards after catch, yards after contact, he can get it done. So I like him a lot. Number 43 is going to be Maxwell Harrison, defensive back who can play in the nickel. And he can play on an island as well, too. I watch a lot of Kentucky football this year. If you watch the channel, y'all know I do a buttload of interviews every single year. I think this year I'm at over 50 interviews between NFL draft prospects who will be going in the next 1 to 2 years, and then current NFL draft prospects. So I had to interview like Barry and Brown, Jamori Macklin. So I followed a lot of Kentucky football. Maxwell Harrison is a dog. I like him a lot. He got the fastest 40 time of any DB. So do I think that makes him a first rounder? No, but his stock went from round 6, round 5, where he was probably going to go all the way up to possibly a round 2, maybe early round 3, perhaps. Dude is an absolute beast, man, and he has a lot to take an offer, man. He had a RAS score 9.71, which is pretty darn good. Again, he could really mirror the skill of any receiver that he's going up against. Next person I got is going to be Miles Frazier, offensive guard, 6'5", 317. He's a big man. This guy is very powerful. He's versatile. Great in pass coverage, great in run blocking. Miles is a great player. Then I got Jack Betch. Look, he got the most valuable player of the game award at the Reese Senior Bowl. If you know a story a little bit, unfortunately, his brother did pass away, and that terror attack that happened a couple months ago over in New Orleans. Jack Betch is a guy who plays inspired football, great football. He's 6'1", 214, so he is a bigger guy. I like his route running ability. Nothing too flashy that makes him pop out to be like a first rounder necessarily, but round 2, round 3, oh, totally. I mean, Jack is a really freaking good player. He could catch in like double coverage too. He gets open. That's what I like about him a lot. I follow that by another wide receiver, and that's Nick Nash. Okay. He was number 1 for most caught touchdowns of any receiver in this year's draft. Nick is a beast. He is such a dog, man. One thing I want to say about Nick Nash, man, absolutely crushed it at the East-West Shrine game. He's 6'2", 203. So again, you're adding more height to that position. Now let's talk about the current receiver room for the San Francisco 49ers. You got Brandon Ayuk, Jacob Cowan. Jacob Cowan is going to be a dog. I want to see him make a big leap this year. There's Russell Gage, who's just kind of a jag, is a middle of the pack kind of guy. Jawan Jennings, Chris Conley, Isaiah Hodgins. So let's spice this up. Let's spice this up a little bit. Shout out to Danny Gray. I've actually had him on the show before. I think he's on the practice squad. I don't see the 49ers bringing him back next year. Okay, moving on. Next, we got Charles Grant, William and Mary. William Mary isn't necessarily known for constantly bringing out a lot of NFL players, but Charles Grant, very intriguing prospect at offensive tackle. He has the athleticism and ability to succeed in the NFL. 6'4", 311, does an excellent job of keeping defenders at arm's length, allowing him to maximize leverage in the run game. He's most effective in a zone scheme. So I know 49ers, he would be a perfect fit for the Niners. Next person I got is Shiloh Sanders. Look, he got to work on his coverage skills, which is weird because I've seen him in games. He kind of got embarrassed just a little bit at the East-West Shrine Bowl, but the tape says something different. and he hits the living crap out of people. So I feel very comfortable getting Shiloh in around round 4, round 5, personally. But I think 139 is pretty solid for him as well too. So then we got Dorian Mousey. I interviewed Dorian. Dorian was a tackling leader, led the team in tackles for the Auburn War Eagles. I met Dorian. I met his, I think it was his uncle, I believe it was. And I got to interview Dorian on this show. So check out that interview, man. It was right at the Hula Bowl. Y'all know me. Like, again, I'm not only doing these interviews virtually, I'm also doing them in person at the big events. Okay. Dorian is a dog, man. I like Dorian. I'll be honest with you. I heard of Dorian. Didn't really watch him too much throughout the season because, hey, I only got 2 eyes. I'm only one person. I couldn't watch so much football. But then I went back after the season, the Hula Bowl, and I'm like, good gosh. Oh my goodness. Dorian is a freaking beast. I love Dorian, man. He's one of my favorite linebackers in this year's draft. You know who else is another one of my favorite linebackers? We'll get to him in a second. But there's a DB by the name of Terrence Spence. I've also interviewed him on this show. He balled out the Hula Bowl as well, too. A little bit of a taller guy. I want to say he's about 6'2". They have him at 6'1", 188. Very quiet guy, but man, he's the interception machine. He's a pick six machine. Put him on the island. I would argue that Terrence Spence, the reason I took him at 189, he has round 2 talent. And we're all going to see. I would add him as a top 2 best draft diamond in this whole draft. Terrence Spence. So watch the tape. Guys didn't even want to throw his way. He got 5 interceptions last year. Interception machine. Again, you could line him up anywhere. Fast, mirrors the moves of really any wide receiver he goes up against. And I don't think I saw one pass that was thrown on him during the Hula Bowl. Great player. Then there's David Bender. I actually had him on the show last week. Check out that interview, man. This dude is a consistent hero. He is 6 foot tall, but he plays like he's freaking 6'4" out there. He's 235 pounds and he is quick, y'all. If you watched any Texas football, I used to live in Texas, man. So I watched quite a bit of Longhorns football. And with David, what's special about him, man, you can put him in the slot. You could have him stop open. He's a nightmare in open field, by the way. Great to get into a quarterback. He had one sack where he sacked Jalen Milroe last season. He's a beast, bro. He gets interceptions. He gets the job done, man. That's a guy I think could really be a star in this league. Honestly, David Bender is a very, very, very special player. Okay, moving on. Last person I take, and I have, again, another guy I've interviewed. But I interview a lot of people, man. So this is just the way it goes. Danny Strigo. Danny Strigo is a fun fact about him. So he goes to Hula Bowl, balls out. He does his thing there. He gets selected for the Reese Senior Bowl 12 hours before the game, flies there and gets, I think it was like a sack or a sack and a half. Danny is a dog. He went from possibly being like a 7th round pick to a 6th round pick. He could go as, honestly, some people, I mean, get your guy, round 4 kind of thing. So I am someone going to round 4 and 7 personally. But Danny, I think was all said and done, he could be that big star. He kind of reminds, I'm not saying he's the next Trey Hendrickson. There's big shoes to say that, but he's really freaking good and really, really explosive. He's an athlete's athlete, man. The guy did a lot of different sports in high school. I really enjoyed talking with him, but he really fit into that locker room because here's the thing, you got Bosa, who's, I don't want to say he's old, but he's getting older, right? And you want guys who are in constant rotation. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Bosa goes out, put Strigo in there, okay? Fred Warner goes down, okay, put David Bender in there. And then they got to beef up the secondary. They got to beef up the secondary because the Rams like to throw the ball. And then also as well, the passing game for the Arizona Cardinals is just, it got a lot better, man. Trey McBride is a constant threat. So you want to be able to align yourself up with the competition, man, and really meet them where they're at and punch them in the freaking face. That's how you take over this division. That's how you make a run into playoffs. And that's how eventually you find yourself back in the Super Bowl again. Because I'll be honest with you, man, 49ers, man, I was watching them last year and yeah, it sucked. I have so much love for 49ers Nation, man. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Much love for y'all. I was shocked to see y'all miss the playoffs. You don't want that again. You don't want to go messing up careers. There's 2 teams that remind me a lot of each other, and that's the Miami Dolphins, that's my squad, and the 49ers. You know the difference between the Dolphins claps and the 49ers claps? 49ers have depth, and there's young players that they're working on who can do really good. Dolphins, they need help at almost every single position. It's an absolute nightmare. So 49ers, again, with one draft, a draft that's like this, y'all are back in the game, baby. Back in the game. So comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this mock draft. If you want to donate to support the channel, all that information is down below. I appreciate you guys. Let me know how much you hate this mock draft, how much you love it. But regardless of what you do, comment below, and then also hit that subscribe button, man. That helps out young creators like myself. I'm going on 5 years, the end of this month, of doing this channel. I've interviewed Braden Willis, Evan Anderson. These guys are on the 49ers. I've had them on this show, y'all. So show your boys some love, even if you hate the mock draft. Let me know why you hate it. I'll meet you guys in the comment section. We'll go ahead and we'll beat it up. Y'all have a blessed night, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace. Thank you for watching another episode of The Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.